Hey there, this is Eric from George's Music, and I want to introduce you to a new amplifier that we just got in from Ibanez. It's the TSA15 combo. Now you may be aware a few months back they actually came out with a TSA15 head and a separate 112 cabinet. Well, now new from Ibanez is a combo. So let's take a quick look at it here. Here's the front panel. And what you have here, it's a 15 watt amplifier. It's adjustable down to 5 watt, just like the head, with a switch in the back. We'll cover that in a second. It's got genuine tube circuitry in here. You've got two 12AX7s in the preamp, and you've got two 6V6 tubes for the power section. And although you might not be able to see the entire cabinet, there's a single 12-inch Celestion in this guy. So here's kind of what the controls do, briefly, and then we'll take a look at the back of this guy too. You've got a tube screamer section here, and on the right-hand side you're going to have your clean section. You can manually turn the tube screamer off with a switch here, or also there's a boost here as well. You can also increase the level of the amplifier by 6 dB, which is great for solos, with this boost switch. Now on top here, you may be able to see this green foot switch here. This is actually sold separately by Ibanez. They call this the IFS2G. This is actually going to help me just basically turn off and on the distortion and the boost. So let's check this out. I'm going to put it in tube screamer mode. You'll notice that the green light goes on. My overdrive is the amount of distortion that's going to come out of the speaker. So if I turn this up, get a little more overdrive. If I back off the tone, like an EQ, I can make the sound a little bit more bassier. Or if I turn it clockwise, I can make it really like a cutting sound. And the level is the level of my tube screamer circuitry. And that's the output then to my master volume here. So check this out. I can actually turn my tube screamer circuitry level up. You notice it gets a little bit louder in the room. But if I cut my overall master volume back, you'll notice that it goes away. And I'm at a little bit more, lower volume. Again, this is in a 15 watt amplifier. This thing really does kick. And the cool thing is, if I want to boost for a solo, all I do is have to select the booster and it goes up 6 dB. And then maybe off back to my rhythm section. Again, really, really cool feature with this boost. I'm going to go into the clean channel here, so I'm just going to take off the tube screamer circuitry, and it bops me into the clean sound. And I've basically got a tone section here. I've got my bass and my treble. A little more bass, a little less treble for you jazzers out there. Or less bass, a little more treble. Get a cool country cutting sound. Or leave them equal and get a nice cool kind of funky sound. You'll notice that there's a standby switch. This actually is a switch that generates or takes the power and operates the tubes. So if I'm at a break like if there's a break in the action at a gig, I can just hit standby. I leave the power on, and what this does actually then is just attenuates the power to the tubes. And of course my power switch on and off. So that's the front panel, pretty much what it can do, but really the cool stuff is actually in the back of the amplifier. So let me turn this around so you guys can see what the back of it looks like. I'm going to take my foot switch, put it off to the side, try to do this as fast as possible for you YouTubers out there. And this is the back section. Obviously I have my power cord. It's plugged into the wall. There's my 15 watt or 5 watt attenuator, so if I want to just go down to 5 watts, I can just pop that down, and now the maximum volume is 5 watts. And really, this is probably the cool section here. I don't know if you can see this really well, but my 12-inch Celestion is actually plugged into my 1 by 8 ohm output. You'll notice though that there's some other speaker outs here for your use. Now, this amplifier can only go down to a 4 ohm minimum, so if I wanted to use, like, let's say another 8 ohm cabinet, I can just take it off this jack here. If I had a 4 ohm cabinet, I'd want to unplug this speaker, and just use the 1 4 ohm cabinet, because again, this can only go down to 4 ohms. If I wanted to use two 16 ohm cabinets, I could just go out of here into one cabinet into another one. So again, all really cool options with my speaker outs. They really, really nailed it with this one. Here's my foot switch jack. It's a stereo jack, so it can actually operate my tube screamer circuitry or my boost. Again, optional, but really, really helpful. And on the right side, I've got a send and return, so if I want to put any effects like a delay or reverb through the amplifier, I certainly can. All right, so that's the back section. I'm going to turn this guy around, give you guys one more look at it. It's got a really cool kind of like cream color Tolex. I'm going to put my foot switch back on top. Got my standby on, and I'm ready to rock. So that's it. That's the new Ibanez TSA15 tube combo. And just lastly, just remind me, they've got a 5-year warranty on this guy. So you got to check it out. It's at George's Music or georgesmusic.com. Give us a call if you have any questions. Send us an email or hit us up on a chat. Talk to you later.